and begins at 6 o'clock. Hope it's going to be a short meeting. And I'll begin by taking the attendance. And I'd like to welcome everybody who is watching, all of our residents of the Pontiac watching on Facebook Live. So please say present. Winston Sundstrom.
Present.
Carl Mayer.
Present.
Brent Orr.
Present.
Alain Gagnon.
Present.
Maurice Beauregard.
Present.
Donnie Gagnon.
Present.
John Armstrong.
Present.
Debbie Laporte.
Present.
Serge Newberry.
Sorry, present.
Okay. Kim Cartier-Villeneuve.
Present.
Gilles Dion.
Present.
Lynn Cameron.
Present.
James Gibson.
Present.
Sandra Murray. You online on the phone, Sandra? Doris Ranger.
Present.
Colleen LaRiviere.
Present.
Karen Kelly.
Present.
Dave Rochon.
Present.
Bernard Waugh.
Present.
Annie Vinecourt. Doesn't need to be here tonight. Travis Ladisser.
Soir, present.
Kim Lesage.
Present.
Natasha Guimet.
Present.
I don't believe Julian Gagnon is needed tonight at the meeting. Colleen Jones.
Present.
Cindy Phillips. Don't think Cindy is required to be here. Jason Durant.
Present.
Alex Savoy-Perron. I also don't think Alex is expected. So I'll go back to Mayor Sandra Murray. Are you here, Sandra? I feel like maybe she is here, maybe just not able to say so, but anyways, we'll continue. Go to number 2, the declaration of conformity of the notice of convocation, CM Article 153, Bernard Waugh.
Yes.
Excuse me, Madam Warden, if I may.
Oh, yes, I need a resolution to open the meeting. Thank you. Could I have a resolution to open the meeting? Moved by?
Winston.
Okay, moved by Mayor Sundstrom. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Go ahead, Bernard.
Yes, this special sitting of the council has been convened by Mayor Winston Sundstrom and Mayor Alain Gagnon in accordance with Section 152 of the Municipal Code. The notice of convocation and the agenda have been sent to all regional councillors by email Friday, February 19th at 7:11 p.m. And this respects the requirement of sending the notice at least 3 days before the special meeting in accordance with Section 156 of the Municipal Code.
Okay, thank you very much, Bernard. Go on to, that was just for information. Number 3, by ministerial decree, the video recording of this sitting will be done as well as on Facebook Live. And that's just for information. And you will be able to find this recording on the MRC website tomorrow. Number 4, the declaration, the use of the language of your choice. Déclaration. À celles et ceux présents ce soir, je rappelle que c'est votre droit de vous exprimer librement dans la langue officielle de votre choix. Au besoin, une ressource de la MRC pourra en assurer la traduction.
Jane, may I interrupt for a minute?
Sure.
I'm just thinking, letting you know, the wires right now up here because of the snow, my power might go out. That's the only thing I'm letting you know.
Yes, thanks, Karen. I've heard the same from possibly Dave Rochon too, and we understand that.
And me also.
Doris also,
Doris.
because it already blinked.
Yeah,
Okay,
Doris,
very,
mine was already blinked too here too.
okay. Thanks for the warning. But we will certainly still have quorum, so that's great.
We'll have
Thank
to go early in the morning.
Hey,
Okay, could everyone, is someone calling me? No, okay. Please keep your microphones off unless you are speaking. Thank you very much. And now, before we go to number 5, I have a statement I'd like to make. And that is that at our last meeting, I have had many mayors speak to me about the fact that due to some negative comments that were made, they felt, insulted. And so tonight, I want everyone to remember that we are in the public eye. This is Facebook Live, and it is our responsibility to the people of the Pontiac and the staff at the MRC as well, and the Council of Mayors, to behave in a very businesslike and professional way. And tonight, I'm going to listen very carefully. And first of all, only one person will be speaking at a time. If anyone wants to speak or ask questions, they need to be recognized by me, the chair. And secondly, if I hear anything that is negative about another person, I'm going to stop the meeting and ask that person to apologize. Thank you. We'll go on to number 5, the reading and adoption of the agenda. I need a resolution. Moved by Colleen. Thank you. Mayor LaRiviere. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. And now I will ask, are there any declarations of conflict of interest on this agenda? If so, please speak up or raise your hand. Okay, seeing none. We will go on to our first item, and I'll call on Mayor Sundstrom and Alain and Mayor Gagnon to introduce the article Journal of Environmental Management that is here for information. Go ahead.
okay, thanks, Warden Toller. I'm going to start out with prepared comments. It may take a little time, so I ask for your patience. But this item on the agenda is about an article in the world-renowned scientific journal, Elsevier. Elsevier is a journal of environmental management. The article itself has a long title, so I'll read it slowly. So the impact of forest harvest intensity and transportation distance on biomass delivered costs within sustainable forest management. A case study in southeastern Canada. So this was a case study done right here in the Pontiac on a potential biorefinery at the Pontiac Regional Industrial Park in Litchfield. So to start out with some background information to put the study in perspective, we had the closure of Smurfit Stone, approximately 2006. The MRC responded to this crisis with an extensive process of collaboration with all community stakeholders to set a direction for the economic future of the Pontiac. This collaboration resulted in Vision 2020. So Vision 2020 targeted 5 main areas. One of those main areas to be targeted was forestry. So under Warden Mike McCrank, the MRC hired Pierre Vezina as an industrial commissioner on forestry files. 2 years later, under Warden Raymond Durocher, the MRC, through its Economic Development Committee, contracted with Pierre Vezina as a forestry consultant to further pursue forestry files. As a consultant, Pierre Vezina was able to approach companies and examine the latest technology, even as far as what was available in Sweden and the United States. It was during this time that the MRC started to get serious about a biomass valorization center. Centre de valorisation de biomasse. The decision was made to pursue a biomass valorization center, the Pontiac Regional Industrial Park in Litchfield. Also during this time, the MRC created Fiber Pontiac, a nonprofit corporation, to be able to apply for and secure funds to advance the Biomass Valorization Center. 3 years later, under Warden Jane Toller, Pierre Vezina was able to establish, with the help of the National Research Council of Canada and CanMed Energy, he was able to establish that Renmatics had the best water-based technology. So Natural Resources Canada with CanMed Energy and the National Research Council have embarked on 7 studies of the Biomass Valorization Center and Biopark to establish the viability of the Biomass Valorization Center and the Biopark.
Mayor Sundstrom, can I just ask you a question, please? On the agenda, you were going to be introducing this Journal of Environmental Management, and I thought that you wanted to present it and eventually have it posted on the MRC website. Was that not your intention? I didn't know we were going to hear the history of Fiber Pontiac. So could you get back to discussing this? I didn't mention one other thing. We're starting the meeting early at 6 because many people have council meetings tonight. I have another meeting, and we have a bit of a time constraint. So could you focus on the journal now? Thank you.
I think it's important to situate the situation. So I'm just about finished this part, but 3 studies have been completed and shared with the MRC. The 4th study is almost complete, and the last 3 studies are to be done in 2021, 2022. So the NRC and CanMed Energy plan to establish a demonstration project at the Litchfield site. That's how far the MRC has come. And now we have been featured in the world-renowned scientific journal, Elsevier, and that has been shared with the warden, with the mayors, and with the staff. This article is very scientific and very technical in a lot of places, but the case study begins on page 5, and I'll just read a small section of that case study on page 5. Since the closure of the only local pulp and paper mill more than a decade ago, several biorefinery concepts have been put forward. A biorefinery to produce high-value bioproducts and bioenergy could provide a good market opportunity for the existing wood fiber. The viability of this biorefinery hinges on the efficient supply chain that can properly resolve the above-mentioned challenges and provide a long-term viable economic development for the region. In this regard, this case study investigates the environmental and economic impacts of the upstream operations of forest biomass supply chain in the Pontiac region. Strategic decisions such as the scale of the biorefinery and harvest intensity of different cut blocks of the region are determining factors with significant impact on performance of the supply chain. This paper provides an analysis of the supply chain of potential forest biomass of the Pontiac region that could help build a sustainable business case to develop a forest bio-based energy. That's on page 5 of the study. And basically, this study investigates the environmental and economic impacts. It deals with the cost and the environmental impact of cutting the biomass in the forest. What's that going to cost, and what's the environmental impact? It investigates the cost and the environmental impact of transporting the biomass to the refinery, and also the cost and environmental impact of processing the biomass once it gets there. It also looks at what size of biorefinery is best suited to the Pontiac. So it refers to in there 3 sizes: a small, a medium, or a large size refinery, based on the amount of biomass the refinery would use. And so I invite everyone to read the article. I think it's a feather in our cap to have our project written up in a scientific journal. It would be nice to have it posted on our website if we're not breaking any copyright laws. It has been a long journey, and we've come a long way with this project. The 4 study is almost complete. The file itself is very well built, and there's a strong base of information. So we need to pursue, and thank you for the time, Warden Toller.
Thank you very much, Mayor Sundstrom. It is an excellent study. We'll go on now to number 8, the update on PATF funds and grants.
May I say something?
Oh, certainly. Sorry, Mayor Newberry.
So I also make
I think you're muted now, Sarah. You're there you go. Okay.
That's good. All
Yeah,
right.
that's good.
So also on page 5 of the study, it reads that one of the main aspects of this study is to help decision makers in assessing the economic and environmental sustainability of this biorefinery. So this study doesn't prove that a biorefinery will be a good investment. It only provides some useful data for us to use in the viability of the project. So
maybe I'd just like to respond to that. Redmatics is the one that's going to be investing in the biorefinery. It will not be the MRC. So this is like, we can't take this study and just, oh, it's, it's good, great. It's important. It's a worldwide recognized journal. For the municipality of Leachfield to actually be integrated into a study like that is, I think, very, very important. It's a great step forward, and there's still another, the balance. This study is based on the 3 first phases of the 7-phase study that was done by the NRC and Canada Energy. The next phase, which corresponds to phase 4, is entitled Evaluation of the Possibilities of Energy and Mass Integration. This phase is 80% complete and consists of evaluating the interrelationship between the different and future productions of units at the biopark site. So, we just have to take it into context and not by saying, well, it's not. Again, it's not the MRC that's going to be investing this. It's a company it's an investment of $100 million. So I think that they are doing their homework, and if they have something to base themselves on like this, it's a pretty good thing to look at.
Okay, Mayor Newberry.
So I'll finish. It also says at the start of the study that the reason they chose this site is because there was a lot of information on the forestry data. That's the reason they chose for the study. So the study does compare 3 sites of biorefineries.
Sarah,
I'd like to I'll be real quick.
you froze for a minute. Yeah, you froze for a minute. We didn't catch everything that you just said. Sorry, do you want to say it again?
Yeah. So the study compares 3 sizes of biorefineries, and I'd like to third paragraph of the introduction, which says that the first decision-making level of forest management is strategic planning. The main aspect of strategic planning is determining the annual allowable cut. So I figure after 8 years on the project that we've of investment, that we've determined the available biomass and should be able to determine the size of the biorefinery that will be coming.
Mhm. Okay.
Warden
They can't be answered tonight, Serge, but you know, those are good points.
just,
And does anyone else?
I have a question,
Yeah, go
Jane?
ahead, yes, Pro Warden Cartier-Villeneuve.
Yes, Mayor Lacavia, you said that Redmatics was coming, it was going to be Redmatics, the company. Did we get confirmation that Redmatics is coming to the Pontiac?
No, if I said they were coming, I meant to say that if they do come, they would be the ones investing, or any biorefinery that would come would be the investors.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Not the MRC.
Okay.
Jill, I have a question.
Go ahead, Mayor Dion.
How much cubic meters of biomass is needed for this project a year?
it's in the study there under the 3 sizes. I didn't write it down or didn't take my notes off of there, but if you look through the study, it'll tell you how much is for this, how much you need for the small, and how much you need for the medium, and how much you need for the large. And I really like to thank Mayor Newberry and anybody else who read through that article. That's the whole purpose of putting it out there for everybody, is to read through it, examine it, and go from there. Yeah.
Warden Toller, can I ask a question?
Yes, you may. Go ahead, Mayor Gibson.
I was wondering if this has been sent to Rematics so that they can look at it. I think it's an excellent study, and I read all the way through it too, and I thought it was very well informed.
Yeah. Yes. As far as I know, it has been sent there. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. On that note, if there aren't any other questions, we will go on to the next item, which is also here for information, held by or introduced by Mayor Sundstrom and Mayor Gagnon. It's the update on the PADF funds and grants. Go ahead.
So yes, we were asking for the MRC staff to present that information.
Well, you had a series of questions. Did you want to ask your questions?
Well, no, I spoke to the Director General this morning, and I understand that there is a presentation.
Okay, very good. Yes, there is. Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead, Jason Durant.
Alors, bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening, everybody. Je sais pas si Natacha, t'avais-tu le temps de l'ouvrir ou tu veux que je fasse mon partage d'écran moi-même?
Est-ce que vous pouvez voir mon écran présentement? Oui. Super. C'est juste l'agenda, Natacha. Ça ne fonctionne pas. Il faudrait un PDF.
Okay.
Le PowerPoint ne fonctionne pas pour moi.
Okay,
Désolée.
c'est correct. What I'll do, we'll share a screen with my computer if you guys don't mind. I'll have it prepared here.
I just wanted to ask, Mayor Murray, are you now with us?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. Thank you. That's great. Welcome. We're just on number 8 with the PADF grants, and Jason Durant is just going to make a presentation.
Unfortunately, I don't know for a reason. It's
Wow,
like
so I've been listening.
Oh, sorry.
Sandra, can you turn your phone on mute, please? Thank you. It's not working, Jason. If you don't have the presentation, just speak from it to us. That would be
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. I'm sorry about that. Unfortunately, technical problem. However, I have the copy here. So it would have been nice to have a visual to this PADF presentation. Alors, what is PADF? Hein? C'est quoi le PADF? Actually, l'acronyme, the acronym is Programme d'aménagement durable des forêts, donc Sustainable Forest Management Program. So, ça mange quoi ça en hiver? What did that eat in winter? So this is a bit, I wanted to start with this presentation just to put everybody at the same level. Donc, le programme d'aménagement durable des forêts, c'est une enveloppe budgétaire, c'est une enveloppe financière pour la région de l'Outaouais. Et la MRC de Pontiac a eu le privilège de gérer ou d'administrer cette enveloppe-là pour l'ensemble de l'Outaouais. So as I was saying, the Sustainable Forest Management Plan is actually it's an envelope, it's a budget envelope for the whole Outaouais region. And MRC Pontiac had the privilege of managing administratively this budget for the whole Outaouais. So right on, we have it here on screen. Does everybody see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tu peux peut-être aller avec l'autre slide. Merci, Natacha. Donc, c'est quoi l'objectif général? Donc, c'est d'optimiser avec la participation des intervenants locaux l'aménagement durable du territoire forestier des régions du Québec. Donc, in other words, it's optimized with the participation of local stakeholders, the sustainable development of forest land in the regions of Québec. Donc, toujours selon une enveloppe budgétaire. Donc, there's specific objectives. Donc, il y a des objectifs très spécifiques au PADF. Donc, le premier, c'est vraiment de participer au processus et d'élaboration de consultation des PAFI, donc les plans d'aménagement forestier intégrés, donc qui permettent, entre autres, de coordonner le fonctionnement des tables G qui sont présentes sur le territoire. Donc, nous autres, on en a une. Donc, if I go in English, this is one of the specific objectives is to participate in the development and consultation process pardon me, I'm just going to move this, unfortunately, of the PAFI. The PAFI is the annual plans of forest integrated plans we have on Crown land or on our territory. And this is mostly by coordinating the operation of the tab G that's present on our territory. So as we know, we have one for the Outaouais, which has mostly been managed by Mr. Raymond Barrette, which is the one that really take care of the management of this table. And after that, it's documenting the various regional and local issues that are related to the tab G and supporting decisions and orientations in the planning for the territory. Donc, c'est de documenter les différents enjeux régionaux et locaux qui sont liés par des préoccupations qui sont soulevées au tab G, afin de prendre des décisions puis orienter là, pour la planification forestière. Et une autre affaire qui est importante, c'est de mener les consultations publiques à l'égard de ces fameux plans. The other thing that's very important is to carry out public consultations regarding the PAFI. So all of this is very important, and this is a big part of the envelope that is actually devoted for these aspects of the PADF. L'autre slide, s'il te plaît, Natacha. Now, there's the targeted intervention, donc les interventions ciblées. This is where maybe it concerns us a bit more tonight. Donc, il y a 4 catégories. Donc, réaliser des travaux d'aménagement forestier sur les territoires forestiers résiduels, sous-entente de délégation. Ça, en autre mot, c'est les TPI. So, as I was saying, this is to carry out forest management work on residual forest areas under delegated management agreements. In other words, the TPI. This concerns us for pretty much. Après ça, il y a des travaux forestiers en forêt privée sur les producteurs qui sont reconnus. This is another aspect, carrying out some forest management work on recognized foresters on private property. Après ça, il y a de maintenir et améliorer un réseau de chemins multi-usages sécuritaires pour les divers utilisateurs. No, in other words, maintain and improve secure multi-use road network for the various users of the territory. And aspect number 4 is a company initiative and support the organization of various activities aimed at promoting the sustainable management of the forest territory and the development of forest resources. Donc, tout ce qui s'avère là, à favoriser l'aménagement durable du territoire forestier et de la mise en valeur de la ressource forestière. Donc, ça, c'est les 4 catégories que les MRC sont éligibles à faire des travaux dedans. So, these are targeted intervention. These are the 4 groups where the MRC can have their own projects. We have to stay in these four objectives. Donc,
Oui, il y a de la pizza, moi.
Pardon? J'aurais pu croire, j'ai entendu quelqu'un.
It's okay. Everyone just needs to keep their mics off. You're the only one speaking, Jason.
Okay, it's okay, no problem. Donc, activités à caractère supra-régional, activities of super-regional nature. This is another aspect of the envelope, which these are mostly for all the MRCs together of the Outaouais. In other words, we can have a common project. Donc, un projet commun pour l'ensemble, exemple des MRC, que tout le monde, dans le fond, est consentant. Et actuellement, on a justement un projet là, qui est au niveau supra, qui est dans le fond, en gros, là, sans aller dans les détails, là, qui est vraiment regarder tout le côté acceptabilité sociale de la table, le fonctionnement de la table, si les moyens qui sont utilisés sont adéquats. Donc, in other words, it's we have a supra actually is mostly aimed on social acceptability of forestry and how the table manages and how it works. So if they're going to study this and have recommendations. So this is a project that's going on actually. So now if we go for the envelope, the budget envelope for 2021, just to let you know, PADF, the initial envelope is, we're talking about $672,000 for the Outaouais. Right there, there's a 5% that's for the administration of that comes to us, to the MRC Pontiacs, since we're the administrator of the PADF, which is around $33,000. Then after that, there's $201,075,000, which is reserved for the table and the consultation. So as you can see, this, like I said earlier, is a big piece of the cake. And after that, there's a $437,000 there for the specific project, the 4 categories that we talked earlier. Donc, en gros, il y a un 33 000 pour l'administration du programme, un 201 000 pour la gestion de la table et des consultations publiques. Et après ça, il reste le 437 000 qui est vraiment pour les projets spécifiques des 4 catégories qu'on a vues tantôt. Donc, on a chacun notre part égale des différentes MRC, donc en fonction d'un calcul. Donc, nous autres, pour la MRC de Pontiac, then the piece that $437,000 is split with all the MRCs in the Ville de Gatineau, according to this, there's a calcul there. So this, it comes up for us, for the MRC of Pontiac, is $127,000 for specific projects. Donc, cette année, il y avait un excédent. They had a surplus from other years coming up from residual of MRC Pontiac of 1920, which was 60,000. Then redistribution of envelope from Gatineau and MRC, they had an extra $27 that we were able to have. After that, there's been a disengagement of some of their envelope was MRC Colline and disengagement Ville de Gatineau. So this was all split up according to the other MRCs, and this was the share that was for the MRC of Pontiac. So it brings a total of 170,000 as a surplus. So if we can go to the other slide, Natasha, please. So it brings us, if we have, let's say, the total surplus of $170,000 plus the project specific, that brings us to $297,000 for this year that was sort of planned out as a budget. So what did we decide to do with this money? So we, like I say, I referred to the categories. So we had this category 1 was the Travaux TPI. So we had a budget according to $72,000 for TPI management on our MRC territory. Donc, on avait un budget de 72 000 $ pour les travaux TPI, pour entre autres la coupe partielle, encadrer tout ce qui touche l'aménagement sur les TPI. Après ça, c'était pour ce volet-là. Après ça, on avait le volet aussi pont et ponceau, là, tout ce qui avait en lien avec le réseau multi-usage. Donc, the other part of the budget that we had is $131,000 for the road and like example culverts and bridges for the, so this was at their budget for this year. And after that, we had the office of the wood board, Pontiac wood board. So we had a $25,000 reserve for them. As you know, they support and this is suitable to the program. They support an organization that aims to promote the sustainable management and development of forest resource. Comme je disais, les autres, ils favorisent l'aménagement durable et la mise en valeur de la ressource forestière. Donc, ils cadrent très bien. C'est un institut qui est sur notre territoire. Puis, évidemment, la mise en marché n'est pas à son meilleur. Donc, ça vient les aider. Donc, as I was saying, the market right now is not at its best, as we know. So this comes in help give a good hand to our wood board. Now, after that, there was this, the MRC Pontiac, as you know, had a consultant, Mr. Pierre Vizina, for all that has mostly regarding the strategic role for wood resource and carry out projects to stimulate local economy by capitalizing especially on unused pulpwood. So, on avait justement là, un montant qui était réservé pour M. Pierre Vizina, là, qui était le consultant forestier, dans le but là, justement de réaliser un projet pour stimuler l'économie locale là, en capitalisant sur le bois de pâte inutilisé. Donc, si on peut peut-être aller avec l'autre slide. Donc, non, c'est correct, tu peux revenir en arrière, s'il te plaît. Non, PADF 2021. Donc, tu l'avais, c'est le... As you know, this budget, sorry about that, this PADF is renewed every 3 years. So we had 2015 till 2018, and after that till 2021. So at this point, we don't know what's coming up for 2024. However, as you know, we did have a response from the ministry saying that they were thinking of renewing it, but they don't know the budget and they don't know in which form. Donc, ce que je dis, le PADF 21-24, oui, on a eu une lettre du ministère qui confirmait que oui, il y avait l'intention de reconduire le programme, mais il n'y avait pas nécessairement les montants et le fonctionnement de l'enveloppe n'était pas nécessairement tout préparé encore. Donc, la volonté est là, mais on n'a pas encore. Donc, on attend un peu. Là, I want to make an important message. Je vais revenir sur un message important parce que là, je vous ai parlé du budget, puis évidemment, on suppose que l'argent a été dépensé comme tel cette année, là, comme prévu. Et malheureusement, il y a quand même un phasage là, qui doit se faire entre la planification et l'argent qui est réellement dépensé. Donc, j'ai eu une information dernièrement qui disait que l'argent n'était peut-être pas nécessairement tout utilisé cette année. Exemple, entre autres, je prends un exemple dans le cas de M. Vézina. Donc, ce que je suggère, c'est peut-être de ramener ça au prochain plénier pour être capable de démystifier ça davantage, parce que vous comprendrez que je viens tout juste d'arriver en poste et malheureusement, je n'avais peut-être pas toutes les raisons. Et toutes les réponses par rapport au programme PADF, qui est quand même assez complexe, une certaine complexité. Donc, évidemment, je n'avais peut-être pas toujours accès à l'information qui aurait pu, ou les gens qui auraient pu m'aligner davantage là, dans un délai assez court. Donc, as I was saying, unfortunately, it's a complex file, especially between what's the budget and how it was actually operated. So, like I said, in French, there's certain things I would like to have more for maybe to demystify for the next plenary. And I'll be honest with everybody. I think if I can take the opportunity, I think these file that's this complex, I think we need an appropriate time so we can be able to bring out the great information, the right information to the public. So I think it's important to bring things like this at the plenary so we can have a bit more time to be able to bring out the everything, which is having the right portrait actually. So like I say, there's the budget and now what's been spent exactly. There's still a little bit of loose ends to manage. So to come back to the questions, the initial question, pour en revenir aux questions initiales qui étaient posées. Donc, how often did the MRC apply? À quelle fréquence la MRC a-t-elle présenté une demande? Donc, c'est fait depuis 2015. So it's been at least 6 times since 2015. When did the MRC apply? Like I said, since that we were this budget, this PADF is actually on since 2015. Pourquoi? Why did the MRC did apply? Like I say, we had the privilege of managing the envelope, and when it comes to the targeted, I think it's all in our advantage to take advantage of this money that's available for our community, for our territory. Donc, la raison, c'est simple, c'est de profiter du programme, puis justement essayer de bénéficier de cet argent-là pour le territoire et pour la communauté, surtout nos communautés. And what has been accomplished to date, qu'est-ce qui a été accompli? Ben, je vous dirais, le patron que je vous ai montré tantôt, les 4 volets, chaque année, on a pas mal, c'est pas mal ce qui a été fait. Il y a toujours eu un volet pour l'office, un volet pour les TPI, un volet pour le consultant, entre autres, et d'autres petites affaires à travers ça. Puis après ça, évidemment, pour le volet voirie, qui est très important. So like I said, what has been accomplished? Well, since 2015, every year there's been pretty much that same pattern that I showed you earlier, which is a part of everything, a bit of for the roads, for the TPI, for the wood board, and like I said, for consultings and things that goes toward the example, the biomass, the fib pontiac, entre autres. So this is an example. So, y a-t-il autre chose que la MRC est tenue de faire? Is there anything else that the MRC is required to do? Pardon me. Well, actually, we're waiting for the next budget. We're hoping this is going to come and hoping we're going to have the same envelope. And meanwhile, maybe is to decide what we'll do with our targeted, specific targeted issues. Like I say, I maybe recommend for what's to come, maybe to reinvest it either on road network or especially our TPIs. Maybe, like I say, it could being brought up to our forests committee. I think that would be a nice place to decide. Donc, qu'est-ce qui reste à faire? Donc, évidemment, c'est d'attendre après le budget comme tel. Et après ça, les plans stratégiques, les 4 catégories, ben, évidemment, moi, je recommande peut-être de réinvestir dans les TPI, c'est sur le territoire. Après ça, il y a aussi à la limite notre réseau routier et aussi à la limite, ça pourrait être décidé là, au comité de foresterie qui risque qu'on va avoir très bientôt. Donc, ça fait pas mal le tour pour moi. That's pretty much a wrap up for me for PADF. Thank you. Merci.
Before we have any questions or comments, I just wanted to give everyone some good news. Jason alerted me to the fact that we needed to have the approval of the CPO, that is the wardens that sit at the CPO for the Outaouais, to have their approval that we would continue to manage this. We've managed it ever since the mills closed, but we can't take that for granted. So I had the opportunity this week to speak to the wardens about it, and they've agreed to all move resolutions at their own MRCs. They'll be sending it to us, and yes, we will continue to manage it. So that's good news. Thank you, Jason. Winston or Alain?
Yes, yes, Jane, I would really like to thank Jason for his presentation. It was very informative, so I'd be looking forward to getting that presentation sent out to us, and then we can have more discussion at the plenary as both of you suggested.
Very good, thank you. And now we'll go to the final item, number 9. This is a resolution that you would like about the MRC Forestry Committee. Winston Langagnon.
Yes, again, Jane. I'm going to refer back to resolution 2020-1232, resolution that was passed in December of 2020. And I'm not going to read all the whereases, but the resolution was, therefore it is moved by Mr. Beauregard and resolved that the Council of Mayors hold a special working session on Saturday, January the 15th, 2021, to further develop a forest strategy that unites the MRC Pontiac and applies to the entire territory. It is further resolved to invite all forest industry stakeholders to make presentations at this special working session. So that's a resolution that was passed. That's a decision made by the Council of Mayors. And so the resolution tonight is just to move that forward in specific ways that we will be able to find out what plans are being made and participate in those plans.
Okay, thank you, Winston. And on March 1st, the Forestry Committee will have a meeting. The last meeting was 4 months ago. It was October 19th. And then you'll recall, Réjean Dugas was retiring and Jason Durant was starting. And they were working together for at least a month. And we just thought it best to wait until Jason was here a little longer to have our first forestry meeting. So the invitations have gone out. It's March 1st, and on the agenda, we will discuss the planning of the Lac à l'Épaule, which has already been moved a couple of times. It was February 13th and March 13th, and at our last meeting, some of you mayors asked that we wait until April the 10th. So that's the new date for the Lac à l'Épaule on forestry, and on the agenda March 1st with the Forestry Committee. We'll be planning that agenda, who's invited, etc., and we'll be reporting back to the Council of Mayors.
Okay, so if we could get Travis to read the resolution, I would move it.
Sorry, Winston, is this the resolution that was approved back in December? Move it again, or is this a new one just to do with the Forestry Committee?
This is a resolution that just on the meeting tonight. It's not from before.
Oh, okay. Travis, can you read this resolution, please?
Yeah, I have it before me here. So it basically reads, I can read it in French and in English. So que le comité de foresterie de la MRC planifie une série de rencontres en réponse à la résolution 2020-1232 et en préparation du lac à l'Épaule afin d'articuler un plan stratégique forestier dans le Pontiac. That the MRC Forestry Committee schedules a series of meetings to address Resolution 2020-1232 and in preparation for the Lac à l'Épaule in order to articulate the strategic plan for forestry in the Pontiac.
Okay, very good. Unless there are any questions, we can vote on this. So all those in favor?
Okay.
Bernard, are you voting?
Yes. No. I just want to mention that Karen left because of a problem of internet.
I know.
And
I can tell everybody's having challenges right now. I keep getting flashes saying internet's unstable even here. So it's probably a good thing we're about to adjourn the meeting. So
no, she is on my phone.
Oh, she's on your phone. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Karen, we're voting on the resolution. We're moving a resolution on the fact that the MRC Forestry Committee is going to meet to plan the Lac à l'Épaule forestry. And I have mentioned that we already have our March 1st meeting for Forestry Committee, and the Lac à l'Épaule is scheduled for April the 10th. Okay, so thank you. So I called the question, all those in favor, and now I will say Is there anyone opposed? Okay, and that is carried.
If I may.
Thank you very much. Yes,
May I,
Travis?
yes, may I confirm that Mr. Sundstrom is the person who moved this resolution officially?
Yes, I would believe he is. Is that correct, Mr. Sundstrom?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, very good. And now we need a resolution to close the meeting.
Jane, if I may.
Jane,
Can I,
3 people all asking to speak. I think Colleen was first.
well, I'll let Morris go first. It might be the same question.
Okay, question.
I'll let
Mark?
Morris.
I just had one question,
I'm
Jane.
on-
I'm going to ask again. Can we make sure that this meeting time is sent out to every mayor? Because I've asked before about attending all meetings. So if every mayor can get the link for the forestry meeting, please.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
I'll have Travis send that out. But I think there are only 4 mayors that vote on the.
That's
forestry
correct.
committee.
Only 4 mayors vote, but we should all be allowed to sit and listen.
Oh, sure, no problem.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
Jane,
So, yes, Alain,
can I ask one quick question?
go ahead.
Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, because I got noise here. I don't know if it's my internet or it's not clear. So that's great for the forestry here locally. Can you tell me or tell us, there's that Outaouais Forestry Committee and the warden of Papineau, Haute-Gatineau, and the mayor of Mont-Laurier, they're involved. It's for the old Outaouais. Are we part of it? Are you on that committee or did you decline or what's the situation?
I'm on the CREES committee, which is what led to the most recent announcements by Minister Dufour about the new project review office, as well as the need to get industrialists working together. And it's going to be a virtual office. I think I've already announced this to all of you. And the meeting that Benoit and Chantal were involved in particular was for the planification and to get the companies that they have in their own regions, the industrialists, working together to save on transportation costs, for example. And so I also have been in Pontiac, been encouraged to do the same thing. So I have started to speak to Commonwealth Plywood and a few of the other companies to also considering, for example, with biomass, being able to not take it out of the Pontiac, but leave it here. Okay, so I think we now would like did we vote yet on the resolution to adjourn? I don't think so. We were having questions. Okay, could I have someone move resolution to adjourn the meeting? Moved by Pro Warden Cartier Villeneuve. All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you very much, everyone. Hope you're in time for your next meetings. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.